Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. Not so long ago, I revealed to you all my top 5 favorite monsters from Evolve as soon as the monster team was finally complete. And now, all 5 tiers of hunters have been revealed, and the hunter team now has a full, even roster, which means it is finally time to reveal to you guys my top 5 favorite hunters from Evolve. Let's get started.
5 days spraying fire, melting faces. This ain't a vacation. It's fucking paradise.
Number 5. Maggie. Accompanied by her pet trapjaw, Daisy, Maggie is the very first trapper you get access to. She is the tier 1 trapper, and my favorite trapper, to be honest with you, for her character, for her abilities, for her effectiveness and usefulness in a match, and of course, her companion Daisy. Maggie and Daisy have quite the tragic backstory, those two being the sole survivors of the planet Factor, which was devoured by the monsters. Maggie and Daisy are literally inseparable. They're family to one another, and Maggie is one of the very few hunters who, before coming to the monster-infested planet of Sheer, has had beforehand experience with them, and needless to say, wants some revenge. While her character at times can come off as being cold, the more you get to know Maggie, the more you get to like her, the more you get to feel for her, and of course Daisy as well. Moving on to her weapons and abilities, she's equipped with an SMG with an extremely high fire rate, decent magazine size, and decent damage. However, she is a trapper after all, and besides the obligatory trapper dome, Maggie is equipped with deployable harpoon traps, which she can place on any flat ground surface. Monster gets close enough to one of the harpoon traps, gets stuck by it, and will have to attack it directly to free itself. Place enough harpoon traps in the right places and wait for the monster to show up at the right time, and you'll have the monster stuck and standing still for a good 5 or 10 seconds, giving the team the ample time they'll need to employ any sort of strategy or do some decent damage to the monster. With Maggie's deployable harpoon traps, strategic placement is key, also spamming the hell out of them and the monster keeps destroying them. And of course, we come to Daisy, and Daisy is just the best. First off, even though she's a vicious, reptilian, dog-beast alien, her design somehow manages to make her look adorable, especially when she's panting with her tongue hanging out, looks at you with this big dumb grin, oh, she's so cute. But next to that, she is invaluable in almost any and every game mode. Daisy, in many ways, almost acts like a 5th hunter. She can instantly and immediately track any monster footprints, sniff out the scent and almost exact location of the monster. When Maggie and Daisy are in the match, monsters will attempt to more outrun the hunters than stealth them. And on top of helping the team track the monster, Daisy also acts as like a secondary medic, reviving any players that get downed. So Maggie is an interesting character, an effective character to play as, an overall fun character to play as, and she's got her own alien dog, making Maggie my favorite trapper from Evolve. Number 4. Parnell. One of the most rational and charismatic characters among the hunters, Parnell is supportive and friends with just about everyone in the crew. He's an easily likable character. He's also easily likable in terms of gameplay because Parnell is a friggin' badass assault hunter, equipped with a double-barrel automatic shotgun, rapid-fire, I repeat, rapid-fire rocket launcher, his unique ability Super Soldier activated by his Berserker armor, and his standard Assault Hunter personal shield. Now, all these things combined make Parnell an absolute beast and tank of a hunter to play as. His double-barrel automatic shotgun, God I love saying that, has a ridiculous spread, a ridiculous fire rate, and does a ridiculous amount of damage. And almost all the same things can be said for his rocket launcher, allowing him to attack monsters from a good distance away but still deal some heavy damage. But combine these two awesome weapons with his Super Soldier ability, which at the cost of a percentage of his health, doubles the fire rate and damage, which can be a nightmare for the monster. He's also one of the very few hunters where you kind of want to get close to the monster, especially with your automatic shotgun. A great strategy I like to employ with Parnell is activate your personal shield, activate Super Soldier, Go in, guns blazing, rush the monster with the automatic shotgun. Get right in the monster's face with extra protection and extra damage. What else can I say but Parnell is a pretty cool dude. And my second favorite assault hunter. Number 3. Slim. Based on Slim's appearance, you would assume him to be some sort of alien. You'd be incorrect. Slim is a generation-free basilisk soldier, a mutant hybrid, a human insect mutant hybrid. Slim is once again a very unique character in this cast of characters. He's a war veteran and suffers from PTSD when it comes to concerning his past in the war. So while at times Slim can look and feel depressed, he's for the most part very open and friendly with the other hunters. But besides his design being awesome by the way, an awesome and unique combination of a human being and an insect to make this insectoid humanoid form, it's a really good design for Slim. But again, besides his design and character, Slim is a very interesting character to play as. He's a medic, but unlike his other fellow medics, he has a much more offensive playstyle. You see, while Slim has the typical heal burst ability that all medics have, his is tied to his primary weapon, his leech gun, which besides looking awesome, being a decent handling weapon and doing a surprising amount of damage to the monster, just that, doing damage to the monster decreases the time it takes to recharge a heal burst. So heal burst, do a crap ton of damage to the monster, and you may get your heal burst back in 5 to 10 seconds, allowing Slim to really support the team in terms of taking down the monster and keeping the team alive. Then we have his other weapon and other ability. We got his Spore Cloud Launcher, which fires a grenade that creates, well, a spore cloud around an area of effect, which if the monster gets hit by, disables its ability to smell, and its ability to see the names and health bars of the other hunters, while not making the monster essentially blind, taking away those aspects allowing the monster to tell which hunter is which and how much health they have can be a huge detriment to the monster and advantage for the hunters. And then we have Slim's healing drone. These little robot flies can be sent to and attached to a single hunter, slowly healing them over time. This can be great for a hunter you missed healing with your heal burst, or reviving a downed hunter without having to endanger yourself. There are quite a few interesting and kick-ass medics in Evolve, but out of all the medics, Slim is my preferred playstyle, and my favorite medic hunter in the game. Number 2. Lennox, a clever and witty old gal who, despite her age, can kick ass with the best of them when wearing her badass power armor, the Thunder Child. Now Lennox may seemingly have a bland personality at first, but when you really listen and read into her dialogue, she almost talks and acts like how a player of Evolve would, making subtle references, pointing out things that would be obvious to any player of Evolve, and just overall being very witty and clever. But that's not why this grandma is badass. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but she is the only hunter in the game to engage in melee combat with the monsters. You know, the thing that is kind of the speciality of the monsters? Yeah, she literally goes toe-to-toe with them, with her first primary weapon, the Plasma Lance. Now besides looking cool, the Plasma Lance also stacks up and combos damage. With each successful hit, in succession, uninterrupted, the damage just keeps building up. And like most assaults, can do an insane amount of damage on the monster. And then we have her unique ability, Thunder Strike, which is an ability which kind of emphasizes you to get into the fight, into the melee combat, where Lennox leaps into the air via her jetpack and smashes into the ground. Think of it as the hunter versions to Goliath's Leap Smash. Then we have her awesome, badass, heavy damage dealing auto cannon, which is essentially an anti-air explosive flak cannon on her arm. Needless to say, this thing is extremely effective at long ranges, does heaps of damage, and looks and sounds badass while you're doing it. Lennox is just awesome. Her concept is awesome. Her design is awesome. Her weapons are awesome. She's just awesome! And that is why she is my favorite assault hunter in the game and my second favorite hunter of Evolve. And my number 1 favorite hunter from Evolve is Bucket. One of the only playable robots in the game, Bucket is brimming with personality, and even though he is a machine, he really acts and sounds like a hilariously brilliant human being. I love Bucket flat out just as a character alone. He has some of the most memorable and hilarious dialogue in the game, and some of the best conversations and discussions with the other hunters. To add to that though is his unique support hunter gameplay. Now, the support hunters are some of the most unique characters to play in Evolve, because they each have very varying ways of damaging the monster and helping the other hunters. In Bucket's case, he gives the monster many more different targets to think about, via his flying UAV sentry head, his sentry guns, his laser-guided missile launcher, and his typical support ability, Cloak. First off, his missile launcher looks and feels great. And with them being laser guided, depending on how accurate you are and how good you are at tracking the monster, you may never miss a shot. The missile launcher also does decent damage, and has a surprisingly high rate of fire and quick reload time, allowing you to almost constantly barrage the monster with missiles. Then we have his flying UAV head, which almost makes Bucket like a secondary trapper via being able to track the monster with this UAV head and mark its position. This can give your team a huge advantage, allowing you to get the drop on the monster, or never lose it if it tries to make a retreat. Then we come to his sentry guns, which are excellent. Once again deployable on any flat ground surface. Once the monster is in range of the turrets, they will barrage it with machine gun fire and even hit weak points set up by characters such as Val, Lazarus, or Torvald, and just help stack on that extra damage. I mean, think about it. You got an entire hunter team shooting at the monster, then you have Bucket deploying his turrets, which just adds even more damage and gives the monster more targets to think about and try to kill. And then we have the very handy Cloak, which allows Bucket to evade the monster, reposition himself, revive a down teammate without having the worry of being spotted by the monster. I just love Bucket. I love his character. I love his unique, clunky, heavy robot design. I love his gameplay. I love his playstyle. I just freaking love Bucket, making him my favorite support hunter and my #1 favorite hunter in Evolve. I hope you liked the video. If you did indeed like the video in any way, shape, or form, please hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps you, helps me, helps everybody involved in the video if you hit the like button. Please leave a comment. What are your favorite hunters from Evolve? What do you think of my favorite hunters from Evolve? Let me know in the comment section below. I love reading comments. I don't get nearly enough comments. Please leave a comment. And finally, I am the Gamertron. I love video games. I love talking about video games. And if that's something that interests you, maybe consider supporting my channel by subscribing to me. Anyways, guys, this has been a video, and I will see you guys later.